Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Elden Ring Guide. If you remember last time where we left off, we said we were going to go do this side tomb that we saw at the beginning of the game, and now we're prepared to go do it. This is our gear and equipment. I got kind of lucky with the drops here, so you don't have to get these drops. You could also just continue to wear your default armor if you want, but I got lucky with the drops here, if you remember. We're going to use the Bloodhound's Fang. And the green turtle talisman. Now, you might also notice that we've also equipped some fire pots. You can do this by going in the crafting menu and crafting the fire pots here. You need mushrooms and fire flowers, which you can get very easily as well. We changed our Flask of Wondrous Physic to the Strength Knot tier and the Flame Shrouding Crack tier because, if you didn't know, fire pots scale very well with strength, so having a 10 extra levels in strength and doing fire damage is very nice. So we're going to go into this cave, and immediately at the bottom you can see some poison. We're just going to roll down, and we're just going to run through it. Now, I'm aware that some of y'all may not like this, I understand, but hopefully by the time you get over here, you won't get poisoned. And now you get to introduce to these big-ass fucking chariots. These chariots are... You need to kind of like play red light, green light with them. You need to kind of like go into these corners and wait for them to pass, or you'll take massive damage like I just did. So don't do what I just did there. That was very bad. Wait for them to go down, and then just follow them. I actually go into this hole here and wait for it to go up. Now, skeletons will also start summoning. Well, actually, no, not skeletons, ghosts. What I recommend doing is going here and rolling down. And then, you just want to keep running. As you can see, it's coming down, so get into this little corner here. Look out. Just keep an eye out. Wait for it to go back up. Now run. Just... It's going to be right behind you, and it's going to do some massive damage, and it just killed me. So you see, that's what happens if you don't time things right. Some of it's luck, some of it is skill. And honestly, I hate these kind of dungeons because of this. But what I recommend doing is you just really gotta... It's just luck. There's not much you can really do about it. So it's just luck. So we're just going to run on through again. Go back. But what's really good about this dungeon is that you can actually fast travel out of it, so it's not like the other dungeons where you'll get locked out of fast traveling and you have to complete it or go back to the entrance. No, no, no. With this, you can fast travel whenever you want. At least in this one, anyway. So we're just going to keep running. I recommend running all the way to this right second door. Wait for it to go by, and then run down again. This time into this door. And what I recommend doing is killing this dude and this dude and wait for that to go back up and then roll down and then run. So just keep running. Just keep running. Make sure to pick up your runes as well. Run all the way down, and I do mean all the way down. Here you'll come to a fork in the road. Make sure you take a right to go up. You'll want to top off your health here. Just keep running past all these enemies. You don't have to worry about it. Just keep running. And you'll want to run all the way up to this knight here. Now I recommend crouching. That way you could sneak up on him and get a heavy attack. Charged heavy attack to be precise. Stagger him. Get a riposte. Wait for stamina regen, charged heavy. Okay, as you can see, we got very unlucky there, and he decided to block. These guys are very aggressive, and they teleport. And they do massive damage. Use your Ash of War. And we died, because I was not very good, and I got very unlucky with that guy throwing fire pots. Yeah, and as I said before, these guys teleport, so we're going to give it another try. You know, honestly, what you can do with these deaths is, just like I just said right there, you can learn from each death. So right there, I learned, right, that you actually do need to kill some of the enemies. One of the enemies being that dude that throws fire pots there. And another thing we just learned, right, is that we can never be too careful with these guys. So we're just going to wait on this guy to come back, run up right behind him, and we're just going to keep running. Just keep running. Go into this dungeon, roll back out, just keep running, run back here, 2-hit him that'll kill him, wait for that to turn around, and roll down. Now you're just going to keep running. Just keep running. It does not matter what happens, just keep running. However, you're going to want to remember this spot specifically because we'll come back to it. Now we're going to want to be super careful with this. Go up. And make a left. Top off your health. Run backwards. Just keep running. Now you're going to meet this dude again. This time you're going to want to be hyper aggressive. Get behind him. Go for a backstab. Wait. Charged heavy. Be very careful with this enemy, because he can stun pretty easily. Use your Ash. Go into it. Swing. Kill him, and you'll get the Dragon Communion Seal. This is what you can use to cast incantations. However, it requires Arcane, so we can't use it right now. And we probably won't use it because it requires Arcane, but what we came here for also is the Dragon Grease. That will actually increase the amount of damage you can do against dragon enemies. Right now we're going to wait on this guy to come up. Turn around. We're going to run right behind him. Just keep running. As you can see, they make a turn. Wait. Run back. Run down. And you'll actually want to make a left turn. And here, you're going to want to go up and roll down here. Now, since there are all these imps here, you may want to actually change your weapon to the longsword and the brass shield. Because there are imps here, and if you remember correctly, right, you can actually stagger these guys and kill them pretty easily with a guard counter with a shield. So that's actually a very good thing to keep an eye of. We're just going to keep our shield up. That's fire, so back up. Starts to dissipate, run forward. Roll right. We messed up our roll. Okay, so one thing you're going to want to keep in mind there is that spot right there. That is really bad, and you got to time it pitch perfectly. So the number one thing you're probably going to want to do when you go in there, top up your health. For now, we're actually going to stick with this longsword, because this is going to be way better for us, and it makes things easier without us having to swap weapons on the fly. Run up, run out, And now we gotta wait. And before you ask, no, using a shield against these things doesn't really help. It kind of does, also really doesn't, though. Wait for that to go up. Roll down. Kill him. And just keep running. Keep running, it doesn't matter. Keep running. And now you're going to want to drop down here. And just block counter your way through here. Another thing you can do, if it fancies you, since we're getting so many block counters right here, you can actually equip the Assassin's Crimson Dagger if you'd like. I'm not going to, because I don't think we need to. Just kill him. As you can see, we blocked it. Now we want to play kind of like a red light, green light again. Just wait. Run through. Make sure you whack it so that way it goes down. No illusory walls. Okay. And now we go to this room. Obviously, this is a trap because there are imps on the ceiling. So, like, right there, yeah, that probably would have been a good thing to have the Assassin's Crimson Dagger for. Fortunately, we didn't equip it there. That's okay, it's fine. Now that we've done this, we can now run down here. What I recommend doing, though, I know it doesn't seem like we need to, but we, like, really do need to, is heal. And now we're going to run across the bridge. We're not going to fight anything. What we're going to do is we're going to run. You see that? We are not really prepared to take on that guy. So we want to be uber careful here. Keep your shield up and just keep running. Okay? Alright. So run back this way. Right? We don't really want to bother with those guys. And now, we want to go here, and we want to roll down here. And we're back to this kind of mess. So what I recommend doing, re-equipping this, you can actually... Now you're going to want to run down. Oh, that was unlucky. And we were that close to the end, too. As you can see, we were that close to that end there. What we really got to do is we really just got to pick up the pace. We got to be a lot faster, but now that we've actually gotten through that, we actually know what to do. So with this, we're going to drop back down, and we're going to run through. Just keep running. I know, I'm dying a lot, which is kind of ironic, because I'm supposed to be the one guiding you, but... Come on, trust me, this is a hard game. Believe me. We're going to wait. Just going to really wait. We have this dude. Come here. Run right up on him. Alright, pretend you're an SUV in traffic. Just be right up on his ass. And then just run into this side here, make an improper exit with no turn signal. Then you just gotta run through here. Run to this side. Wait for this dude. Hit him. What you're going to want to do now, since that dude's going up, go down. Now what you want to do, just keep running. Don't matter, just keep running. It does not matter. Can keep running. If you want, since we're going to be doing nothing but running, equip that. And you're going to want to go down. Run into this corner here. Keep running, and run into this side here. Now, we're not really going to be blocking, so unequip the shield and keep this equipped. You might want to consume this flask. We're going to run in. You're going to see this big dude here. This dude can be pretty confusing, because you can't really tell what's him moving and what's him doing an attack, as his entire body is a hitbox. So just be very careful and keep throwing fire pots. Once you've run out, unequip them. And back as far away from this as you can. And put on some fire grease on your weapon. Back up to heal. Heal again. Heal again. Get really unlucky with these healing times. Oh no. As you can see, we just got very unlucky with that grab attack. Almost died. But it's alright, because heal. And just run away. Once you've defeated him, you get a golden seed and banish Knight Oleg. Oleg is a very strong summon, very similar to Engvall as well. They're sort of like counterparts. Yeah, overall very nice. Well, now that we've completed this side tomb, I think we got about one more thing we want to do. Since we're here, we might as well. We are going to go do this. There's a little Everjail over here. We're going to go do it. First things first, though. Gonna unequip those fire pots, like I already did. And now we're going to reallocate our physic. So our physic is going to be a Crimson Burst Crystal tier to slowly heal us over time. And a Spiked Crack tier. And now we're going to go back to that Everjail. Actually, no. We want to level first. We're going to level up. I'd say our priority for leveling is going to be either our Vigor or Mind. We're going to level our Mind to 100, so that way we can use our FP some more. And now we are about... How many levels are we off of? We got 100 Mind, 100 FP. We are now only... We're about one... We can now cast Oleg and Engvall. So we're actually going to equip Oleg. We're going to... In order to get us used to summons, you've probably already tested out the Spirit Jellyfish because she gives poison. She's very passive. We're actually going to equip Engvall here because he's another, like, relatively passive summon as well. And we actually have the perfect amount of FP to cast him. So now we're just going to go back to that little place over there. Go over to this Everjail that we saw earlier. Very similar, and this time, however, we won't have Blythe to help us. Very similar to the Everjail that we saw down in the Weeping Peninsula. This also drops an item that is not very useful to us, but I recommend you fight this because this has a very tough enemy that's pretty common. So we're going to enter it, and we're going to fight him. we're going to consume our physic. And we're just going to run right up on him. Charged heavy. Roll into him. Get a side attack. Roll. You're going to want to roll into these and get a charged R2. Charged R2. As you can see, we poised through it a little bit, but we did take some considerable damage. So be careful there. Get a light attack instead. Roll. Just keep moving to his right. Roll. 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 Charged R2. Roll. Roll. Light attack. Roll. Roll to the left. Roll. Light attack. Oh, we weren't quick enough with the light attack. Rolling light. Roll attack. Roll to the left. Run up on him. Roll. Light attack. Roll. Roll to the left. Run up on him. Dodge. Dodge. Light attack. Charged R2. If you can strafe that, which I actually didn't know you could strafe that, but now that I know that, see, I'm even learning things fighting this guy. Roll. Light. Roll. Light. Roll. I mean, I reversed those, but yes, you know what I'm talking about. Roll. Light attack. Charged R2. Roll. Roll. Light. Stagger. And riposte. He's almost dead. Charged R2. Nice job. And we just defeated the Crucible Knight, guys. And we got the aspect of the Crucible Tail. It's a spell. It's a decent spell. Not great, but it's okay. We aren't going to be using it, but, I mean, hey, we have it as an option. So if we ever want to invest in Faith, we can. As you can see, we just defeated a pretty tough boss. And now, we're going to go. We don't really have anything else left to do now. We are kind of out of options. I think we're ready to go to Stormveil. I know, y'all probably been waiting on me to go to Stormveil since, like, the beginning. Like, which was, like, the demigod that we talked about on the first day. So what I recommend, is that we're going to keep these equipped. Now, Margit, the boss we're about to go fight, is very tough. And when I say very tough, I don't just mean, like, oh, he's, like, somewhat tough. No. He's, like, very tough boss. So, we're going to have some problems with him. But don't worry. We're going to figure something out. We always do. Gonna touch this grace here. Rest at it. We can't level, so I think we're stuck. Well, actually... Yep, we can't level. What I recommend equipping here is Margit's Shackle, which will allow us to get some big damage in. But we're not going to use it quite yet. You can also summon an NPC named Sorcerer Rogier. We're not going to summon him. And we're actually not going to summon at all. So what we're going to do is, before we enter here, consume our physic, and go inside. And now we're going to watch the cutscene.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
One thing I recommend doing for every single boss like this is you just, As you can see, we messed up the dodge there. He has very delayed attacks. We're just going to, like, hold off on him. We're not going to really attack him. We're going to play very passively. And we're just going to see all of his moveset. So right there, we're going to want to dodge away. And you can actually strafe to get a couple of attacks in. Roll from his tail swipe. Get a rolling light, okay. We just really want to see the full extent of his moves. As you can see, he'll sometimes follow that up with like a very quick slash with his daggers, does minimal damage. It's not great. And as you can see, this is a very big opening for that. And you want to get right up on him here, so that way he'll miss, and you can get a charge R2. And now you'll want to back up. Roll backwards, because he almost always follows this up. Rolling light. You want to roll to the right on that attack. Jumping heavy. And as you can see, you got to like perfectly roll that. Pretty much exactly the way I just did. Jumping light. If you strafe that right as well, which is not what I did, you can actually follow that up with a charge attack. We want to dodge to the side on each of those. If you strafe like this by running, you can get a charged R2. I'm just kind of like showing you guys the moveset of this guy. Get like a light attack there. Jumping light. Oh, sometimes if you don't roll that like exactly right, you can get caught by that attack right there. So that's very sucky. Rolling light. And that right there is how you beat Margit the Fell Omen. And right there, we get a second talisman pouch, which means we can equip a second talisman. And honestly, any of these are good. We are going to equip the Assassin's Crimson Dagger. As you can see, he decided to talk for a really long time. To level, we are going to level our mind one last time. And now we have enough mind to summon another summon we have. One of the legendary summons, Lutel the Headless. Very good summon. She's one of the best. And something I like about her is that she's a lot like Engvall in the sense that she's very passive. So something I actually recommend doing when you want to test out certain summons is just letting the summon be. Like, just let the summon attack the boss full throttle by itself. And you're probably wondering, why do we get this item? Well, Margit's Shackle, so what it does, I didn't really demonstrate in the fight, but what it'll do is if in Margit, against Margit, if you press X to use it, right? Well, for me, it's X. For everyone else, it's probably like a different button, but it depends. Regardless, you can actually use it to stun him in place. Now, I didn't use it in that fight, because I was just trying to show you the moveset and get you some openings in case you didn't pick this up, like I said. But if you chose to, then that's actually a really good item. For now, since we don't need it, we're going to unequip it.
Come over here, would you? You're tarnished, aren't you? I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected. Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like. I pray for your success.
So that's Gostok right there. We want to keep him alive as well, because he's actually a very good NPC that gives us a very good item at the end of his quest. Now we're just going to go through the entrance, like the side entrance that he said. You're going to want to be careful. This is sort of like an infiltration, like, sneak mission, but there's, like, very much no sneaking here. You're going to want to go around this left side. And you're going to want to keep an eye out for these things. These birds. These guys are a pain to kill. If you have a throwing knife, like I do, now's the chance. If you can do that, you can kill them pretty quickly. Then we want to roll down here. As you can see, simply because they're so mobile, they're really hard to take down. Simply because of the fact they're mobile. Take them down and pick up your loot right here. Smithing Stone 3. That'll be very useful when you want to upgrade your normal weapons to a high level. We're kind of done with the throwing knives for now. But, yeah, it's very good in that area where you want to pick things off. We pick up our next Site of Grace. Now here we're about to go fight against these enemies again. Something I recommend is actually equipping a shield here. Like the brass shield. So I actually recommend equipping that. Going into this fight with it. So that way you can fight these guys. And you want to sneak again. Marred leather shield. That's not very good. If you have the brass shield, equip it. If you don't, just equip the normal shield. As you can see, his horn alerted all these guards here. Heal. So back off. Attack him straight up. You'll want to go underneath here, and you'll go fight a very tough enemy. And get a backstab, if you can. Or if you're like me and you messed it up, just swack him 3 times and you'll get it, and you'll get the hook claws. The hook claws are another, are a claw weapon type. They're dex weapons. We're not going to use claws, nor fist weapons of any kind. And here, roll through it. One-shot him. Just keep rolling. Kill him. Go out here. Pick this up. And then you're going to want to re-drop down here. Kill him. Just run. Defeat him. There's nothing in here, so you want to go up this ladder instead. You can actually just hit him twice. And he'll die. Heal on the way up. Then you'll realize there's not really anything here, so just roll down. And then you'll want to go through this gate again. Then you'll want to go up again, too. Run up to him and get a running light. Roll through these boxes. Light attack him. And then you're going to want to open this door and go inside. And you just got locked inside because it was a trap. And you're going to want to defeat this dude using guard counters and blocks. Very similar to that dude that we fought in the cave, in that dungeon we just went through. Just keep getting guard counters on him. Heal. Ash of War. Defeated him. And you just got the Banished Knight Greaves. That's a very strong armor. However, the feet on it look ugly, so I'm not going to use it. And also, even if I wanted to, it's actually too heavy to use. So we're just going to ignore it. We also want to pick up the rusty key that you can use to get out and unlock the rest of the area. And we're going to pick up the curved sword talisman, which actually enhances guard counters that we just used to beat that guy. So you can actually equip both of these, and because guard counters do massive stagger, these actually work together very well. It also makes sense because this is a curved greatsword and we're using a curved sword talisman. It fits thematically as well. Pick up this item, roll down, run through. Go to the side, grab this, more throwing knives, open this door with the cave, and go up. Going right and jumping over here will let you kill this guy. Getting his weathered straight sword. Then you can kill this dude. Grab that. You can also jump across here. Defeat him easily. Go around. Pick up the brick hammer. And now we gotta go up that ladder again. But don't worry, that was worth it because we picked up some unique items. Now we'll want to go this way. And as you can see, we just got caught by this guy who can backstab you. So always make sure to check the corners. We're going to heal. We're going to run up on this guy as well. Smack him. Pick up another weathered straight sword and a pickle foul foot. A silver pickle foul foot, no less. We're going to run along this outside here. Pick up these mushrooms. Very useful for crafting more pots. Gonna run up and go through. And now we get to fight another Banished Knight. Another guard counter. Second guard counter. And we defeated the Banished Knight. Now we need to go this way, up and around. And we need to go through this door here to pick up this side of grace. And then we want to rest at it. And we want to level up. First thing we want to level is our vigor. We're going to be wanting to level our vigor a lot for pretty much the rest of the game. So, yeah. First things first. Now that we've leveled our vigor, we're going to go across. Pick up this, which is some drawstring fire grease. Very decent overall. We're going to run up this way. Kill him to get Exile Greaves. Then we can jump over this. Get a couple slashes. Then we will want to run through here. Kill this dude. And go outside. Now that you've done this, you're going to want to head this way. And then we're going to want to go here. And then left. And then you're going to want to go over here. Across this bridge. We're going to go fight this Warhawk. And he actually does fire damage. Once you've defeated him, go across. Pick this up, which is a gesture. Pretty nice. Then we're going to go this way. We're going to do some parkour up here. Go up here. Go around. Keep going around. Go up here, and we're going to want to kill this dude. Pick up his loot, and we're going to go kill all these guys now. Kill him, and you'll got 2 new pieces of armor. The Exile armor, which is actually worse than this, and the Exile Greaves, which are also worse than this. However, it's some certainly interesting fashion, but definitely not my favorite. We're gonna go up here. And here we pick up the Claw Talisman. This improves the power of your jumping attacks. And this is pretty much like the bread and butter of every single melee build and playthrough, is the jump attack. So, yeah. If you're going to be using a melee build, you're going to be using jump attacks. We're not going to equip these right now. But we will equip... And they also do high stance damage, so they actually still pair very nicely with the Crimson Dagger as well. What we're going to do now is we're going to go this way. And we could get the drop on this Banished Knight. And we're actually going to do this. And we're going to wait on him. Drop down. And now we're going to go get the drop on him. Defeat him. Pick up some Smithing Stone 2s. And now we actually want to run backwards. We want to run this way. Into this little church here. And we're going to go speak to this NPC.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Roger is the name. A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormveil Castle? This place is bristling with tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind. I see. Here to challenge Godric and lay your hands upon a great rune, are you? You can see it then, I take it. The guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can. I'm tarnished, like you. But unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the longest time. Still, I won't forget how it felt when I first came here, to the lands between. I'm privy to a few magical battle arts. Would you care to learn one? As a fellow tarnished, once guided by grace, I'd love to help you out, if it please.
We actually do want to learn quite a few things, but first we're going to learn Magic Weapon and Glintstone Pebble. Then we'll want to talk to him.
The battle art you've learned is of the Glintstone family. They were conceived at the Great Academy of Rea Lucaria, to the north of this castle. In the past, they obeyed laws which contravened the Golden Order, or so I'm told. Fascinating, isn't it? that the Golden Order was pliable enough to absorb practices that contradicted itself in the past. With the Order broken, twisted, and in need of repair, such adaptability is more important now than ever.
Now that we're done speaking to him, we can leave. And we actually want to make a right turn back into back this way that we had seen earlier. We actually want to change this to this. That way we can attack more often. That's cool with you guys. Grab these. We're gonna kill this dude. And you see that there. Remember this, because we're going to come back there in a hot moment. However, we need to defeat this Banished Knight. Blood Ounce Fang him up. Just keep swinging. Back up. Heal. Dodge. Got it. And we just got the Banished Knight helm, which is a different helmet that's better, and it actually looks quite snazzy, if I do say so myself. Wow. I actually quite like this helmet. And in here, we can pick up another purple item. The Mimic's Veil. This allows you to disguise yourself into the surrounding areas for about as long as you don't move. So it's a semi-permanent effect. Drop down, kill this dude. We're going to want to kill him as well. Pick up these runes and the Chrysalids Memento. Lump of flesh. Then we're going to want to sneak in here to this elevator. And we're going to send it up. So if you don't remember, you remember earlier when we were in that room next to the Grace? Over there was a bonfire. And in that bonfire, well, not the bonfire, but the Grace, there were a few elevators. Over here, we're going to pick up a Somber Smithing Stone 2. This means we can get another unique weapon to +2 as well. Should we find another one? We don't have any more right now, and we want to use a Stone Sword key here. This is very important because there's an essential item over here that we need. That's after, of course, we kill these fellas. Once you defeat him, you're going to want to pick this up, the Iron Wet Blade, and the Hawk Crest Wooden Shield, as well as the Misericord. Hawk Crest Wooden Shield is another, well, it's another shield you can use. It sucks, but it's okay. It's nice fashion. Then you want to kill that thing there. And down there, you see that ground down there? We're going to go there soon. Not now, but we will. Then we're going to want to head out here. We're going to want to head right. Now, you remember this dude. Take your healing flask. We're going to fight this dude. If you roll past him and around, you can get a charged R2. Rolling light. Back off from him. Jumping heavy. Rolling light. Rolling away. Wait. Block. Jumping heavy. Oh, we got caught pretty bad there. Back off. And now you want to use this to kill him. Nice job. With him dead, you get a free 1,000 runes, as well as the Highland Axe. Not a bad option, honestly. Now, you remember that elevator? We may want to go pick that up. But first, however, we have some running to do. We're going to come up here, kill that guy, run across. We're going to grab this, some arrows. Very nice. As you can see out here, we're about to see a whole bunch of enemies. Alarm's been alerted, and what you're going to want to do is lure them over here. Or rather, up here onto this. You're going to want to lure them up here if you can. You're going to want to jump, crouch, and run. Now this Omen's pretty tough. He has a lot of delayed attacks and a dog next to him. Dodge to the side. Whack him. Kill him. Nice job. And now you're going to want to come up here. And you're going to want to grab this. Now we're going to want to pop all of these runes. Now that we've done that, we are going to call forth this elevator. And we're going to go up. And what we're going to do now is craft some more fire pots. These will be useful in a hot moment, trust me. Now that you're here, you're going to want to run past all these guys and pick up this cracked pot. And that one there as well. Just keep running past these guys. And then you're going to want to get this. That has the Stormcaller Ash of War, very decent. Then you're going to want to head back up here. And around. This way, grab that. Then you're going to want to hot up here. Go around. Jump. Go through here. Well, this way, you can go up there, or you can come over here real quick. Do a jump. Pick up those 3 smithing stone 2s. That's quite a lot. Pick up here, and then just run this way. Keep an eye out on the corners, just in case. Over here, you see Trina's looking pretty nice. Pick up these items. Pretty nice, honestly. Go this way, and through here. Head down. Kill these guys. There we can get the Manor Tower Shield. And you want to go through here as well. Or wait, hold up. Let's see if we can... Ah, there they are. Ah, so they woke up. Kill these guys up here. Then you'll want to run through. And you'll see this little message. This glowing message. Surely what you seek is somewhere close by. And you come here. And you can look left. Look right. And obviously, we want to go left. And go this way. Make sure to pick up these items. Which I would be able to pick up this item if the game wasn't so bad right now. Be very careful when stepping here. There we go. Alright, we got it. Enter here. Pick up this rainbow stone. Then you'll want to come over here. Which is back at that grace we picked up earlier. Use your runes. As you can see, we're about 900 runes short of a level up. It's a bit risky going into down below here, but it's okay. You probably don't want to do that, but I mean, hey, whoever said I was a smart guy, huh? We'll want to head down, jump across, jump again, go down, kill this bat, pick up this Arteria leaf. We see a few other bats as well. Defeat the bats. Look across. You're gonna want to go this way. Jump. Grab the smithing stone 2s. Roll down. Drop down each of these. Grab this. Now you want to defeat these rats. We're not really going to have a use for this, so I recommend equipping something else. Like, Axe Talisman seems like a decent bet. Jumping attack. Slash. Heal. Grab that. Around. Grab this, which has the Rancor Call spell. Go around, and you go down here, which is a boss arena, so make sure you heal. Well, it's not a boss arena, but it does have a boss here. Go right up to it. Get a charged heavy. Back away to heal. Charged heavy. Back off, because it's a big open arena. As you can see, he can breathe fire, but I don't actually know what element that is, so I don't know if the fire damage charm actually works there. Back away. Get caught anyway. Heal. Back away. Back away again. Wait. Back off. Go forward. Wait. Attack. Get a charged R2 in. Nice job. Pick up all your loot. And that golden seed. Stone sword keys. Now you're going to want to go this way. And there you see a very creepy face. I always get a little bit unnerved when I see this. It's, this is a, right next to it, as you can see, there's a Prince of Death pustule. You can go up that ladder, or you can just fast travel back to the lift side chamber. We're just going to fast travel back to the... Actually, no. We shouldn't have done that. We were actually going to do fast travel to the Stormveil Shack, and we're going to go speak to that maiden. Go speak to the maiden there. We're gonna level up first, though, real quick. Just real quick. Get our flask upgraded. Level up. Level our vigor again. Now we want to go speak to Roderica. Spoiler alert, that's her name.
A pleasure to see you. Did you give the little chrysalids the message? That I love them, and that despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough. What's this? A keepsake? From my men? Oh, goodness me. I can't... They all believed in me. They all thought I'd make something of myself. Me, who can't do anything. I think I'll head to the Round Table Hold. Perhaps I'll find my purpose there. I think I'll head to the Round Table Hold. Perhaps I'll find my purpose there.
Before we go back to the Round Table Hold, though, we're going to go to the lift side chamber again. And we are going to run. Pick up this golden seed here. And then we're going to want to go into this little thing here.
Be proud. You were a fine warrior. Your only mistake was your choice of master. Let the winds lift you to a higher place. Well, who do we have here? Tarnished, are you? Clearly not one of Godric's lot. I am Nepheli Lu. Tarnished and warrior, like you. I'm here by decree of my father. How utterly repellent this is. This grafting of Godric's ill befits a lord. He's tainted the very winds. If you intend to challenge Godric, I ask you call upon me. The winds run foul with his deeds. I'm certain father would permit me aid the fight. Apologies, but I've idled long enough. As fellow Tarnished, we must each follow our own guidance, down whatever road takes us to the throne of Elden Lord.
We now want to go this way towards the boss fog. We want to defeat these enemies. Here's a troll. You pretty much want to smack the legs. Get us a bleed proc. If you can't hit the head, just get some charged R2s. That knocks him down pretty quickly. Then we're going to want to head in here. Now, we're about to go fight what is known as a demigod boss. So, what I recommend doing, right, is I recommend you equip Bloodhound Grease onto your hotbar. Now, Bloodhound Grease allows you to put blood on your weapon, coating it. Now, you could summon Nephili Low. Now, what I'm going to do instead is summon our good friend Engval here. Just to see what just so that way you can test him out.
Mighty dragon, thou the true born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights. Well. A lowly tarnished. Playing as a lord. I command thee, kneel! I am the lord of all that is golden.
First things first, equip your weapon in blood grease. And now we're going to summon Engval, who is one of the more passive summons you can have. And now we're going to run up for him, roll into this, get the light attack off. As you can see, one of the main benefits of summons is that they provide split aggro. Once you've taken him down, make sure you pop a gold pickle Foulfoot.
Golden. And one day, we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
And as you can see, we just got ourselves our first Great Rune and our first Remembrance. Rest at this site of grace and make sure to level up. We're going to level our vigor first. Then we're going to go to Round Table. We're going to unequip the blood grease from our hotbar. Then we're going to go right and speak to the two fingers.
Are you that new tarnished? You've done well. I am Enya, the Finger Reader. I interpret the words of the fingers, envoys to the greater will. Look there. The fingers tremble to welcome you, Shardbearer. Let their wisdom wash over you.
Great Elden Ring, root of the Golden Order, anchor of all lands, giver of grace, wellspring of all joy. Until it was shattered, the tragic corruption of the Order has taken its toll. Across the realm, life lies in ruin, fallen to pieces. Foul curses and misery spread, unabating. But the greater will has not abandoned the realm, nor the life that inhabits it. So it is that the tarnished are guided by grace, called to act. Brave tarnished, your great rune is a handsome shard of the Elden Ring. Seek another of its kind, to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order.
Let the words of the fingers guide you. Well, I see. A remembrance of gold has found its way into your possession. Demigods and even the creator of the champions are hewn by the Earth Tree upon their end into remembrances. They are valuable indeed. These remembrances yet house the power of their former masters. And should you wish to wield that same power, well, I will lend you the strength of the fingers. Oh, do not recoil from my offer. The fingers guide us all. And you, tarnished, you are here to take, are you not?
With this, you can now decide what weapons you can pick from the Remembrance. You have two choices, the Axe of Godric or the Grafted Dragon. This requires faith, and since we're not going to be investing in faith, I recommend picking the Axe of Godric if you're going to pick a boss weapon. However, we're actually going to do something different. We are going to consume the Remembrance in order to get extra runes. We are then going to pop all of our remaining golden runes in our inventory. Then we're going to speak to Roderica.
Greetings. Nice to see you again. My name is Roderica. I should have told you sooner. Isn't this place impressive though? The Round Table Hold, covert quarters of the Two Fingers, and gathering place of champions who vie to become Elden Lord. I never knew the guidance bestowed upon us tarnished had such fantastic roots, although it's all a bit much for me, in truth. I'm still looking for my own purpose. Oh, and please allow me to express my thanks for giving me that keepsake from my men. It was as if I was frozen with self-pity. I failed them at every turn. You have my gratitude. Please, take this.
Once you've done that, you're now going to want to speak to Hugh.
Now, look at you. Those eyes tell a story of a challenger who's felled his mark. Find 'em well. Now lay out your arms.
We're going to want to sell some duplicate items that we've gotten. First things first, we're going to sell the multiple weathered swords we've gotten. We don't really need any of them, so just sell them. Now, look at armaments you can strengthen. You now have a +7 claymore.
boy here. She's crestfallen and can scarcely swing a blade. But she has a gift for spirit tuning. I saw another one like her long ago. Their eyes share the same hue.
It's all a bit much for me, in truth. I'm still looking for my own purpose.
Tell her what the blacksmith said.
You're telling me I possess some kind of gift? I don't believe you. But if I suppose I should try to hone it, shouldn't I? I'll ask Master Hugh to teach me. Certainly he does appear intimidating and holds no love for us tarnished. I know he's trapped here at the Round Table Hold, so I can tell. He's a gentle soul underneath it all.
We decide to go tell Hugh about Murderica.
Back already, no matter. The girl. What about her? Are you out of your mind? Who'd stay with an ugly brute who only knows how to smith? Absurd. Besides, she'd never agree to it. I refuse to believe it. I don't doubt you, but I know when something's too good to be true.
Now we need to speak to Dee.
You've met Garank, I take it. Then owing to our duties shared, we're now comrades in arms. I think you've earned this. The power of the Golden Order to aid the hunt of those who live in death.
You get access to 2 incantations. We aren't really going to be using either of them, so don't really bother with them. And simply learn more about him.
I serve the Golden Order, that I might put this crooked land to rights, following only the guidance of the great Elden Ring. Those who live in death fall outside the principles of the Golden Order. Their mere existence sullies the guidance of gold, tainting its truth. And so it is the vermin must be exterminated, down to the very last.
We now need to go outside and speak to Roger.
Ah, we meet again after all. I apologize for any offense given by my bearing, but I'm quite unable to move, you see. So, what do you need?
Tell him you've defeated Godric.
Ah, you defeated Godric and claimed yourself a great rune. Looks like we both got what we wanted out of Stormveil, didn't we? Well done, friend. Something to mark the occasion. Go on, take it. As you might have guessed, I still can't move. My fighting days are behind me. No need to be polite. I've no use for it anymore. The misshapen corpse under Stormveil. That is a sacred relic of the Black Knives plot, as that famed night of assassination is known. It happened during the golden age of the Erd Tree, long before the shattering of the Elden Ring. Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the Black Blade, and on a bitter night, murdered Godwyn the Golden. That was the first recorded death of a demigod in all history, and it became the catalyst. Soon, the Elden Ring was smashed, and thus sprang forth the war known as the Shattering. I once wished to become a scholar, you see. I've spent many an hour scouring the archives for knowledge of that fateful plot. The world has grown crooked, and if you intend to put it to rights, you'd better understand what happened to make it this way. And that thing is to blame for the shape I'm in now. I urge the utmost caution. Don't disturb the corpse more than necessary. Ah, so you've met Dee. Dee is an old friend. We found ourselves journeying together for a time, bound by our exploration of death. But our paths have since diverged, never again to cross. Though that's hardly an uncommon fate for two friends.
By the last of his skills.
Dee was telling me that he discovered the mark of the centipede The centipede is an ancient symbol of the curse mark. As long as whoever finds and uses it is not nefarious by nature, then we may be able to form an alliance. If only I could speak to them in person. And if they were like you, all the better.
Go back to speak to Dee.
Did you need something else? Are you acquainted with a man named Roger? You know, the piteous fellow hiding away on the balcony. He was a formidable spellblade in times past. Don't let his easy air deceive you. He was wise beyond his years, stout of heart, and clear of mind. No more, though. You see him now, ravaged by thorns, muttering and rambling, like he's half dead already. I can't stomach to watch. Take well the lesson, friend. That's how you end up when seduced by those who live in death. When grace is sullied, it rots people from the inside, breaks them.
Head this way and go speak to Nephili.
You again. I thought you'd receive a summons to the round table. Nephili Lu. We met at Stormveil. I'm glad to see you here. I have something for you. I found it in Godric's grafting grounds. You were the one to defeat him, I would hazard. Make good use of it. I don't intend to make a habit of scavenging corpses. Ah, yes. I wonder if you've met my foster father. He's in his study. The room Encher's guarding just over there. If you haven't already, I advise you introduce yourself. Father is leader of the Round Table. I'm sure talking to him will be worth your while. It's about time I headed off. I'll see you again, warrior, should the fates deign it.
Head this way and go speak to Gideon.
You've received the wisdom of the two fingers, have you not? Then I bid you welcome, as a true member of the Round Table. I am known as Gideon Ofnir. As a tarnished who wishes to stand before the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord, I am accumulating knowledge. To be all-knowing. You now belong to a select group of fellows. As such, I ask that you remain constant. You'll be after more great runes now, eh? Then as your fellow, allow me to divulge a little knowledge. The inheritors of the great runes, the shard bearers. We of the Round Table know the location of 5 of them, including the one you defeated. Godric the Grafted, Lord of Stormveil. General Radahn, who fought Melania and her rot to a standstill in the Caelid Wilds. Praetor Rykard, Lord of the volcano manor of Mount Gelmir. Morgoth the Grace-Given, Veiled Monarch and Lord of Leyndell. And Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, ruler of Rhea Lucaria's Academy. You'll still be after more great runes, won't you?
Speak to him about Nephili first.
I understand you've been speaking to Nephili. She's my daughter. I took her in when she lost the guidance of grace. Though a mere axe-wielding barbarian, her youthful credulity suited my purposes. So I put her to work. Do not hesitate to employ her. Should her services benefit you, despite her looks, she is more than capable in the press of battle. So, Godric the Grafted, Lord of Stormveil. Despite being the blood of Godfrey, first Elden Lord, he's a grotesque old fool grasping for power. His castle lies upon the cliff to Limgrave's northwest, but I suspect you know that well enough already. General Radahn, the famed Red Lion and Scourge of the Stars, is a ferocious warrior. He fought Melania and her rot to a standstill in the Caelid Wilds to Limgrave's east. And now Caelid has been engulfed by the Scarlet Rot. Even approaching the region is no mean feat. I've heard survivors of Radahn's army are still in the wilds, staving off the rot with fire. And if it's true, I suspect Radahn is still there as well, in Caelid. Though, I doubt he much resembles his former self anymore. Praetor Rykard is the lord of the Volcano Manor on Mount Gelmir. He is a ruthless justiciar who commands a company of inquisitors, reviled for his serpentine demeanor. The volcano, Mount Gelmir, lies in the west of the Altus Plateau, the realm of the Erd Tree. It was the stage of the most appalling battle in the entirety of the Shattering. Rykard has committed the grave sin of blasphemy, marking himself as an enemy never to be forgiven. Morgoth the Grace-Given is Lord of Leyndell, the capital city. It lies at the foot of the Erd Tree, in the east of the Altus Plateau. But the Two Fingers forbid us from venturing there, until we've acquired enough great runes to repair the Elden Ring. Set your sights elsewhere for the time being. The Veiled Monarch can wait. The Academy of Rhea Lucaria lies to Limgrave's north, towering over the mist-laden lands of Liurnia. Rennala is queen of the Carian royals, who govern the Academy, but Rennala herself is no demigod. Her beloved Radagon left her to become Queen Marika's second husband, taking the title of King Consort. The Great Rune dwells within the Amber Egg that was Radagon's gift to her.
Now that we know the locations of all the demigods and have learned more about them, we now know what to go look for. If we go east into the high-level lands of Caelid, we'll go fight Radahn. If we decide to go north beyond Stormveil, we enter Liurnia. For the sake of it, we're going to start with Liurnia. First, we're going to look through the goods here. We don't really want to buy anything right now, but we will later, trust me. First things first, though, we're going to rest at this gray. Rest at the table, and begin leveling. Dump 2 levels into Vigor, and now we're ready to go into ready to go. First, we are going to go into the north into Limgrave, into Liurnia. But first, we need to fast travel back to the Godric the Grafted Grace. There you'll see Gostok stomping on Godric's head.
What a pathetic excuse for a lord you were. Craven to the bone. Pushing me about like that. And after all that grafting, where did that get you? Look down on me, would ya? Godric, you filthy slug. Feel it. Feel it. Feel my bloody wrath. Oh. Hello there. This weasel was... Godric was always looking down on me. He got what he bloody deserved thanks to you. I tell you though, what goes around comes around. He had an ugly heart, an uglier countenance, and met the ugliest of ends, eh?
Here you can purchase some things from him. We don't really want to purchase anything right now, so we'll just leave him be for now. Pick up this Shabriri Grape, as it's a quest item that'll be important to us, and actually, right now, actually. Head out here and you'll be introduced to Liurnia. And here you will meet, by the grace, you'll see a person that looks an awful lot like Irina.
Hello?
Is someone there? My name is Hayata, and I'm journeying in search of the distant light. If I might be so bold as to ask, would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me? My eyesight has been weak since birth, you see. I can't tell which way I'm supposed to go next, but when I eat one of those grapes, I can feel a distant light in the back of my eyes. It will lead me to my true duty as a finger maiden.
Give her the Shabriri grape we just picked up.
Oh, many thanks to you. Now I can feel the distant light once more. You are most kind indeed. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you.
Now we're going to touch this site of grace and rest at it. Once you've rested at it, you'll notice that she is gone. And that's alright. Instead, you'll see Bok.
Good to see you, Master. Do you remember me? Bok, the demi-human. You helped me before and retrieved my sewing needle. Please, Master, allow me to serve you as your seamster. I can't make nothing from scratch, but I'm happy to make adjustments to your garments.
Here he can actually allow you to alter your armors. This is pretty limited to pretty much just taking off the capes of chess pieces. But it's still nice to have regardless, and he'll actually help us with an armor set we get later on.
Master, I was wondering, do you ever make adjustments to your garb yourself? I would, well, rather you let me do the job when possible, please. I don't ask anything in return, you know, and, well, I am your personal seamster after all. Oh, going so soon? Please do be safe on your journeys.
Now we're going to go over to this church. In here is another NPC we can meet, and a sacred tear.
You're tarnished, aren't you? Then perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied glintstone sorceries at the Academy of Rea Lucaria. For a small donation, I'd be happy to share my knowledge. Well, bless you, bless you. You're a true saint. My name is Topes. Presuming you're interested, I can teach you sorceries, as promised. Only, none of them are particularly great.
There aren't really any sorceries here we really want. I'd say the number one thing we do want, though, is to just talk to him.
Apologies, friend. I'm afraid my meager sorceries are no match for your generosity. Oh, right. I can tell you what I know about this place. That should help a bit. You've seen that structure to the north, towering over the water. That's the Academy of Rea Lucaria, where we study glintstone sorceries. Only its doors have been closed for quite some time now. After they declared they wouldn't interfere with the shattering, the Academy cast repelling seals on the east gate leading to the capital, and the south gate leading here. As you might have guessed, the seals are still active, making entry to the Academy impossible without a glintstone key. And so I'm stuck here. A fledgling sorcerer with little chance of acquiring a key. When they cast the seals, I'd just popped out. And now I'm uprooted from my place of learning. Why not find yourself a glintstone key? Without one, you can't pass through the Academy, and you'll never reach the Erdtree capital. And if you find an extra glintstone key, perhaps, once you've tied up all your loose ends, and I can be very patient, would you consider donating it to me? I know it. I'm a bluntstone. Nary a hint of talent for sorcery. But still, my place is at the Academy.
Topes is actually a very important NPC that drops a very special Ash of War that'll be very useful for us. We're going to talk to him about Selen now.
You've taken an apprenticeship with Selen. Well, that is something. Selen was well known. The most promising sorceress in the history of the Academy.
I followed her at school. But there may as well have been an ocean between us. But Selin was expelled from the academy, accused of unthinkable treatment of certain sorcerers, under the name of the Graven Witch. I still don't believe the accusations. The illustrious Selin would never do such things.
We're going to leave Thopes alone for a while. Instead, we're going to go back to the Grace and give ourselves some extra. And give ourselves the bonus from that Sacred tier. First things first, we're going to want to head down the west. There you could see a small encampment. We're just going to barge right through it without really fighting anything. So don't worry about it. Just keep running until you see that Merchant and Grace over here, and just quickly pick it up. Then you'll want to speak to the Merchant.
You're new around here. Surprised you found me in my little nook. No matter, no matter. Your money's as good as anyone else's. Why don't you take a look at my wares? Oh, but don't ask me how I got my hands on them, eh?
We don't really need anything from him, though. There's only a few items we need. The smithing stone 1s and the smithing stone 2s, and the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 11. For now, though, we're just going to buy the lantern, as that's really the only thing we can afford. Then we're going to want to head this way. And you'll want to keep an eye on the left side. Actually, first... ignore what I just said. Take an eye on the right side and grab, that map, and then run forward. Keep running forward and past everything, and keep an eye out for a Grace. And there it is, right there. Grab the purple item next to it, and grab the Grace. Next, you'll want to go forward. And keep an eye out for one of those wind pads. Wind pads that you can torrent jump over on. Since we haven't found one yet, I'm going to assume we've gone past it. And instead, we need to go backwards. Since the enemy we're about to go fight doesn't really rely on critical attacks, we're just going to use the Axe Talisman. There's the torrent jump thing that I was talking about. You'll want to jump up here and go to this Everjail. In here is a very tough enemy, but it shouldn't be too bad as long as you know what you're doing. The one thing I recommend, though, is that since this enemy has a lot of fire attacks, equip the Flame Drake Talisman. Equip your flask, and let's get started. Do a charge star 2, and then quickly do another. Use your Ash of War. Quickly back away from him casting Flame of the Fell God. Run into it to make it glow, and then run away. Quickly heal, and then use your Ash. Back off. Keep using your Ash of War in order to keep him stunned. Back away. Proc the fire. Ash of War. And we killed him. Our reward for completing this Everjail is the Flame of the Fell God legendary spell. If you collect all of these legendary spells, summons, and weapons, you can get yourself a... You can actually get a... You can get the achievements for each of them. So I recommend collecting them all if you can. The same thing goes for the legendary talismans. However, we haven't picked up any legendary talismans yet. For now, we're going to head back to the merchant. From this merchant, buy the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 11 and all of the smithing stones. Now you will want to head back to the lake-facing cliffs. Instead of going left, you're going to want to make a right. And keep an eye out for these little tombstones jutting out, and you'll want to fall on them as a path down. Now that you've done that, stick to the main path. When you see these little balloon things, I recommend pulling out a bow of some kind. And using the light and using normal arrows. If you do that, you'll get a free Smithing Stone 6. When you get here, unequip the bow and two-hand your weapon. You'll want to kill all of the enemies here. Here we get ourselves a new armor set, the Cuckoo Surcoat. It's not much different, nor is it much better than the tree one, but I just like the way it looks, so I'm going to equip it. Head down this way and open this door. Down below, you'll see 2 purple items and a chest. The Shabriri Grape, open the chest for your second purple item, the 2 Fingers Heirloom. This is your first of these kinds of talismans, and it will increase your faith by 5 as long as you have it equipped. This is a very good talisman. And speaking of Shabriri Grapes, we're actually not far from Hieta. Let's go speak to her. Head down this path over here, and you will meet Hieta. You'll want to give her another Shabriri Grape.
Hello? Is someone there? Would you donate any? I'm on a pilgrimage, and when I eat one of... You're not like the others who give me grapes, are you? They rest their trembling hands upon me. Howling wordlessly, they gently stroke my eyes. Their frail fingers, emaciated. Yet still, they give me the grapes. But you seem somehow
firmer.
You are most. May the blessing.
Once we've done that, we can now leave. You'll want to head up this way first, though. Over here, you will see a Site of Grace. Make sure to pick it up. You'll be coming back here in a later. First things first, though. Before we head down that center there, we're actually going to go right. Just run past all the enemies and follow the path. Don't interact with the crab, just scroll to the right of him. If you want, while you are here, you can actually summon in order to fight this upcoming boss. In case you don't know what it is, it's a Tibia Mariner. Here you can summon D in order to help you. I don't really recommend it though. Instead, we're just going to go straight up to him. Now we need to go find the Tibia Mariner again, since he teleported. As you can see, he's all the way on the other side. Once you have defeated the Tibia Mariner, you can now leave. You'll want to continue going north. You'll get some death root and some more skeletal ashes. You can also pick up a smithing stone 3 nearby. Keep going north and you'll see a knight there. This is a Leyndell knight. It's a very tough enemy. We're going to get off our horse and we're just going to fight him straight up. Ash of War. Back up and into the attack. Ash of War again. Into the attack. Knock him down. Riposte. Swap for an Assassin's Crimson Dagger. With this, you'll get the Dragon Cult Prayer Book. The Dragon Cult Prayer Book is a very good prayer book that has 3 unique spells attached to it. You can turn this into any person who knows how to use spells, with the any person that knows how to use spells, especially incantations. You might at first think we should turn this into Brother Corrin, but we're actually not going to. Instead, we're going to turn this into someone else. We're going to turn this in to a turtle pope that we will meet very soon. You probably have heard of the turtle pope if you've been researching this game, but don't worry about it. He's very friendly NPC, and he's actually in that church up there. First, though, we need to go around this area. We'll want to pick up this side of Grace over here first as well. Then you'll want to go into this encampment over here. In it, you will pick up the Flame Cleanse Me incantation. This will be very useful to us in a moment, and we're actually going to want to have this equipped at all times. Go up here, go up here, and there's that church I was talking about. Before we enter the church, though, we only have one more thing to do, and it's actually back in Limgrave. We want to go to the War Master's shack. First, summon your flask, and then wait for this enemy to spawn. Hit him with all your might. This guy does heavy damage, and we're going to want to back up. Get as close to him as possible, and try to get a stagger off. Now that you know how to fight this kind of enemy, you'll want to rest, and if you can, level up. If you can't, it's okay. Just go back to the Church of Vows. At night in certain locations, sometimes you'll see those bell-bearing hunters.
I welcome you to the Church of Vows. I am Miriel, steward of this sacred chamber. My apologies for the unseemly state of affairs. Do you know the origin of this place? How it came to be known as the Church of Vows? Well, that is a shame. But who can blame you? The shattering has caused us, all of us, to lose sight of something very dear. It is here, at the Church of Vows, that the great houses of the Erd Tree and the Moon were joined by the matrimonial bond between red-haired Radagon and Renala of the Full Moon. And so our church holds in view the monuments of both houses, the Erd Tree of the capital and the Academy of Rea Lucaria. Oh, was there something you needed? You are free to show yourself around. I would serve as your guide, only my legs aren't what they used to be. Unless, perhaps, you are in search of instruction, in which case I will share all that I know.
Give him the Dragon Cult prayer book.
Oh, what have we here? Very well, let us both learn together. Heresy is not native to the world. It is but a contrivance. All things can be conjoined.
And with this, you can now learn the incantations. He has three from the Dragon Cult, book, and one that he had already, the Blessing's Boon. We aren't really going to be using any of these, but I say if you were going to pick one up, probably Electrify Armament. But we're not going to level up at all right now. Well, we're not going to buy anything at all right now. I mean, not level up. We're going to level up soon. First, though, we need to go to the Church of Vows again. Since it's still nighttime, the Turtle Pope should have despawned. I would think, unless it hasn't. Okay, this is a bit embarrassing. I thought he would have despawned by now. Maybe you need to exhaust all of his dialogue? Perhaps.
Greetings. You wish to know more of Lord Radagon? Lord Radagon was a great champion, possessed of flowing red locks. He came to these lands at the head of a great golden host. When he met Lady Renala in battle, he soon repented his territorial aggressions there, and became husband to the Carian queen. However, when Godfrey, first Elden Lord, was hounded from the lands between, Radagon left Renala to return to the Erdtree capital, becoming Queen Marika's second husband and king consort, taking the title of Second Elden Lord. The mystery endures to this day as to why Lord Radagon would cast Lady Renala aside, and moreover, why a mere champion would be chosen for the seat of Elden Lord. You know, it's said that Lord Radagon harbored a secret. A famed sculptor of the Erdtree capital was once summoned to render Lord Radagon's likeness in giant stature, when he glimpsed the skeleton in Radagon's closet. And as such, it's said that the great statue harbors his secret too. You wish to know more of Lady Renala? She is queen, head of the Carian royal family, and governor of the Academy of Rea Lucaria, the great and beautiful full moon witch. Sadly, her heart was broken when Lord Radagon left her, and then, when the Academy rebelled against the royals, she was locked away in the Grand Library. In the end, Lady Renala was left alone, cradling the amber egg Lord Radagon bequeathed her. Now she devotes herself to it through forbidden rite, the grim art of reincarnation. You would do well to remember, severing a vow, strongest of bonds, has consequences ever more dire.
Go back here, rest at the site of grace. And here, we will fight our next bell-bearing hunter. As you can see, this guy's very tough. If you want a rematch, you're going to need to manually reset the time to night. Are you serious? Sometimes when you set it manually tonight, especially in locations like these, it's recommended you do it and then fast travel again in. Ugh. Those 2-hit combos are really tough. You really gotta be careful when you fight these kinds of guys, because they're just really tough. Fighting them at long range is even worse, because they can use that sword attack. That's like super hard to telegraph. At least in my opinion it is. So, you're not really gonna get much value out of fighting him normally. And having to reset it tonight every single time you fail can also get pretty annoying too. But I mean, hey, if it works, it works. You just gotta figure it out. Pass the time. Nightfall. Once you've done this, I recommend resting again. Now you want to go in. Consume the physic. Run in. Do that. Get a riposte. Wait. Heavy attack. Back up. Heavy attack. Get dunked on. Heavy. Got him. Riposte. Wait. Charged heavy. Heal. Okay, couldn't roll in time. Heal. As you can see, yeah, he just doesn't telegraph that, like, really at all here. So you're just kind of stuck. Charged heavy. As you can see, he just really is, like... Charged heavy. Run in. Riposte. And he's dead. Nice job. $6K runes, too. And the Meat Peddler's Bellbearing. Not bad. With this, you can now level up some more. I recommend leveling your Vigor to 27. We're going to want to level Vigor like near exclusively for most of this, most of this early game here. The reason why we want to do that is so that way we can get it to a decent level before we do anything like super hard. Since we're done here, I recommend going back down this main path here. Actually, no. It's still night, yes? Okay, since it's still night, I actually recommend going back to the Liurnia Highway North and going down that main path right there. Because that's super important. So I recommend doing that. And actually, there's a boss down there we can go fight. It's especially at night. It's a Knight's Cavalry. This guy can be a little bit harder to fight than normal because he's a Knight's Cavalry. And here you pick up the Lucerne. Not bad, honestly. Not a bad weapon. Not my personal preference, but hey, it's nice. It's nice to have. Now that we're here, we can fight this Knight's Cavalry. Recommend getting off the shield here, and I actually recommend equipping the... Okay. I did not know he had that reach. Yeah, the troll will follow you if you're not careful. Yeah, just kind of like slice him. This is fine. Recommend equipping the Curved Sword Talisman for guard counters. Back away from him. As you can see, you really don't want to be opening your inventory like I am. You know, I'm really making a lot of mistakes here. I'm gonna heal. As you can see, this is really not going too well. Dodge into him. There's a bear there. That's not great. Alright, fuck the bear. Killed him. Equip the normal shield. Get some one-handed slashes in. Get your flask out. Get a nice attack there. Heal. Get another slash. Get another slash. Get another one in. Get two. Nice. Just keep going for guard counters, honestly. These guys really struggle against that kind of stuff. Once you've done that, you can get a charged attack. Guard counter, light attack. And there we go, that's the Knight's Cavalry defeated. And we got the Ice Spear Ash of War, not bad. Not bad, got quite a bit there. Now we're going to drop down and we're actually going to unequip the shield. And therefore we can unequip kind of a lot of stuff here. So we want to change this out for that again. We'll still want to kind of keep that around. We're going to rest at this grace. Over there, you can see Hieta again. We don't have any Shiburi grapes to give her, so we're just going to leave her be. But I do recommend, actually, I do recommend talking to her here, just so that way you can mark her on the map, because if you've noticed, NPCs you talk to will actually show up on your map. So, yeah.
Hello? Would you donate? I'm on a pilgrim when I...
Yeah, she says kind of the same thing here, so you don't really need to worry about her dialogue. Something I do recommend, actually, is equipping the horn bow. Reason why is because there's these balloons here, and if you hit them, you can get more golden runes from them. As you saw earlier, we got like a 6 from the last one, so this one we're bound to get... I don't actually know, we're just gonna pop it, see what happens. Pick up what's in here on these little like ruins here, because typically there's something good. We're just gonna keep running through here. Over there, there's actually another thing here. the Liurnia map north, you can actually unlock another thing. And instead of going this way, we're actually going to go the other way towards the west here, towards that Erd tree, because there's actually some very good stuff in there. First, though, we actually want to head up here, past this giant lobster. You don't want to mess with these guys. These guys are way too hard for you to take on. You don't really want to take them on. Like, ever. Just keep running by them. Up here on one of these ruins, there is something good, though. That wasn't what I was looking for, but that's nice. That could be used to make other materials. Right now, we're just kind of roaming. Kind of roaming fairly freely. Yes, these are the kinds of things we're looking for here. These little totems, because they often have very good stuff in them. That one had like 3 2s in it, which is very good. And we actually want to head backwards now to this shack. You might not be able to see it, but we are coming up on it. Yeah, it's over there, that shack. We don't need the horned bow for now. There's an NPC here. We don't have the ability to talk to him really yet, so we're just gonna leave him be. Instead, we're gonna go back this way towards these ruins. Now, you're gonna want to mark this spot there on your map, as well as that. It's not too far from here. You'll also see a campfire up there, and actually, that's where you meet a merchant. Now, thankfully... Oh, great. I forgot about that. Okay. At nighttime, a death bird will spawn. Don't worry about it. We're gonna fight him in a minute. We don't really need to right now, though.
Hello?
And if you're far away from these field bosses, they actually can't get to you.
Hello. It's rather chilly here, isn't it? My mistress sent me off on an errand, but I was accosted by a ruffian. And now I'm in a bind. Could I ask you lend a hand? Perhaps. That thug made off with a precious necklace. I need someone to retrieve it. Only, he too is tarnished. If you've any qualms confronting your own, I shall find another. Oh, thank you dearly. What a blessing that we've met like this. The thug should be resting at an abandoned home down the way. Please, I must have the necklace back.
Right. So we need to go get her necklace for her. And it's actually in that shack where that other NPC we saw cooking that meal over there was. However, and don't worry, it's not this guy. It's the other one that we saw by the shack. Over here is actually Patches, who we've met before. Now, you might think, oh, it's got to be Patches, the ruffian that she's talking about, but no, it's not.
Oh, well. It's been a long while. It's me, Patches the Untethered. I'm still in business, if you can believe it. Now I'm my only supplier, so I haven't got much. But everything here is top-notch. Patches Emporium, now open in Raya Lucaria.
There honestly isn't much we can really buy from him. We're not going to buy really anything from him, actually, but we are going to sell him some stuff. Never mind, no we're not. I completely forgot.
By the way, have you met that girl Raya? She's a strange one, but I believe she was in need of help. Not that it's any of my business, but if she rings your bell, why not lend her an ear? You're making your way to the Erd tree, no? Well, I heard something that might help. A special means of reaching your destination. Have you ever seen an Iron Virgin? The clunky contraptions are whirlwinds of sickles and spiked wheels. But long ago, they were endowed with a spell of transposition. And get this, a surviving virgin sits at the bottom of the big water wheel in the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Its transpositional powers fully intact. So right, if you get caught in it on purpose, it'll chuck you out straight at the base of the Erd tree. Or so I'm told.
Clearly, Patches is lying, so we're not going to bother with that. Instead, we're going to level our vigor to 28. Now, we're going to leave. First, we're going to go to Boilsprawn Shack, where we were told to. Which is so that way we can help Raya with her necklace problem.
What are you looking at? You trying to start something, mate? Ah, that necklace what you're after, is it? Well, show me what it's worth to you, and I'll consider parting ways with it. I'm not in love with it or nothing. You're a shrewd one, Chief. First, you hand me the runes. And don't try nothing, neither.
You only need 1,000 runes in order to buy the necklace, and that should be pretty easy to find if you're at this point in the game.
Alright. Take it. Thing's no damn use to anyone anyway. Your bloody idea, mate. Don't come crying to me later.
If you talk to him again, he'll actually offer to sell you some of that boiled crab he's making.
Oh, piss off. What is it now? Oh, I see. You want some of me prawn? Freshly cooked it is. Alright then. It's yours. If you can meet me price. I could be persuaded to sell you some other bits too. If you've got the runes.
They cost 600 each, and they boost physical damage negation for temporarily for about 60 seconds. You can also sell stuff to him if you want to, if you're that desperate to buy it.
Oh. So you met the girl, did you? Alright, well, sod the particulars of the matter. But it ain't my fault she's stupid enough to get duped, is it? Anyway, she ain't alright, that one. Lucky she ain't died on the bloody roadside, I reckon.
You can now return to Raya if you want, but I actually don't recommend it. Instead, we're going to go over here. Over there is a little water, is a little bowl. Pick it up and you'll get the dexterity knot tier. Like the other knot tiers, it increases your stats by 10. However, this one, just like the other knot tiers, it only increases your dexterity. Kind of like how the strength one only increases your strength, and the faith one only increases your faith. Now we're going to head over to this toxic swamp area. Over there, you can actually see a little teardrop scarab. Go kill it. He will give you the Ash of War Valve, the Indomitable. This, for a single attack, as you cast it, makes you temporarily unstaggerable and ungrabbable, I believe. This is a very strong Ash of War, but it's only really useful in certain situations. So I don't really recommend using it as like a general thing. For now, though, run past everything and you'll meet Nephili Low again. Make sure to speak to her here, as this is essential to completing her quest.
Oh, it's you. Well, what do you make of it? What's happened to this village? I witnessed a sight much the same in my infancy. The oppression of the weak. Murder and pillage unchecked. A waking nightmare, made by men. But this time, I'm a woman grown, and though the suffering cannot be undone, I can still mete out justice. Justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them. I am Nephili Low, warrior. But this time, and though the suffering can justice to let the scars.
Now we are going to leave and enter the village. But before we do that, we need to grab this larval tier here. This isn't very important to us right now, but it'll be very useful later on. And now, we must We rest here at this site of grace, and we head upwards. Up there, you'll see a man walking back and forth. This is a perfumer. These guys are super tough to deal with. They can heal, and they can dish out explosives as well, as clearly shown. And as I said before, they can heal. Make sure you are as aggressive as possible when fighting these guys, because if you're not, you'll die. Over here, you'll see this glowing pot as well. Roll into it to see who's in it.
Please, no. Dear me. I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then. You're not one of them? Well, what a relief. Oh, goodness me. I am Albus, an Albinoric. As you can see, we're finished. The whole village is finished. The cursemongers have destroyed everything. No one that remains has their wits about them. I beg you. Would you look after this medallion? You must keep it out of the cursemonger's hands. And if you should meet the young Albinoric Latena, then please give it to her. A chosen land awaits us Albinorics. The medallion is the key that leads to the city. It's only a quaint treasure for we who cannot make the journey. But for dear Latena, it is needed to fulfill her purpose. My legs will soon fade, and with them my life. Alas, this is the immovable fate of all Albinorics.
And here, Albus dies. We decide to leave as he dies, and we're now going to cross this bridge. On it, there are some enemies, and there's only one we need to worry about. This guy, which casts the spells. Take him out, and you'll be fine. While you're here, you will probably also see a summoning sign and a boss ahead. This is an omen killer. You can summon Nephilim for help, or you can summon just anybody. I recommend summoning Lutel the Headless for this guy, as not only is it him himself, but also a bunch of wolves. First we summon, then we do this, we consume our flask, and now we fight the omen killer. We're going to let Latena engage the Omen Killer first, though, as we deal with the wolves. The Omen Killer has very high damage and poise, as well as the delayed attacks that make all the bosses tough. And he can absolutely wreck you, like he just did to me. Especially if you're not careful. Something I recommend doing is just simply, if you die at first, what I recommend doing is making sure the wolves aren't a problem. Wait to summon. Refill your flask. Now unequip the bow and re-two-hand your weapon. Run to the right and grab your runes. Make sure you're constantly at about medium range with him. Your main goal in fighting that enemy should honestly just be taking him down as quickly as possible before he can do any of his more complicated moves. In terms of the new talisman you just got, the Crucible Knot, it reduces the impact of headshots. This isn't very useful, but it's alright. Now we want to go back to the main point of the village of Albinurix. We now want to quickly leave as well. Crossing this bridge over here will lead you to another island. Up here you'll pick up the crystal sword, which isn't half bad, but it requires intelligence, so we won't use it for now. We now want to head up this path here, up to this tower. This is the converted tower. In this tower is another memory stone. You can choose to ignore it, or you can go ahead and go up it. We're going to go ahead and go up it. I recommend using Torrent here, as he is the best one to use here, as he is the best way to get up here easily. You then want to make a very calculated jump that I just messed up. Well, go back onto the... that's tough. Okay, go back up here. Up here, up here. Then you want to make a jump up here. And now you're at the top of the converted tower. Go around and open this chest. It's another memory stone, like I told you. Since we're not very spellcasting reliant, you may be wondering why we bothered picking it up. Well, the reason why is because there are a couple of spells that are very low faith requirements that can be useful to us, and besides, we're going to need this soon later. Now we're going to need to change up our Flask of Wondrous Physic into a Strength Knot tier and a Flame Shrouding Crack tier. We then want to equip two things, first being the Fire Pots, and the next being the Drawstring Fire Grease. Now we're going to run up to the Erd Tree Avatar. As you can see, these marionettes do heavy damage and attack rapidly. So be careful when fighting them, and don't accidentally throw your fire pots. Now that you're here, consume your physic and just run up to him. And chuck your fire pots. Be very careful not to take stupid damage like that, though. Always make sure to run to the left when dealing with this particular sense of magic. Now that you've taken out the Erd Tree Avatar, you'll want to go behind him. You'll pick up the Cerulean Crystal Tear and the Ruptured Crystal Tear. The Ruptured Crystal Tear basically makes yourself explode, which I don't actually find that really helpful or even worthwhile. Now you might wonder that just seems like a troll one. And truth be told, it is a troll one. It just makes you explode. But it does massive holy damage. So if you can get right up on an enemy that is weak to holy damage and then cast it on yourself, it could be quite useful. For now, we're going to re-equip the bow and head back down. And then we're going to burst these bubbles. Go into this ruin here, pick up those smithing stone too. And then we're going to want to go into this little forest here. For in it is the next Shabriri grape we need in order to progress Latenna's quest. In it we meet Edgar, Latenna's father, who seems to have gone mad and has become an invader to kill us. Spam your Ash of War and he'll go down pretty quickly. Once you take him down, he'll drop a Shabriri grape and a +8 Banished Knight's halberd, as well as some meat dumplings, of which there are many in here. To simplify what these do, these are not a crafting material. These are actually an item that you can use. These basically restore your HP massively. However, they also give you poison. This seems like this is somewhat of a half-decent trade-off, but I don't really recommend going for it. For now, though, we're going to keep going along the left side. Over here, you will see an Everjail. You'll actually want to go in it as well, because it has a pretty easy boss overall, in my opinion. As you can see, I forgot to change out my physic, but it's fine because since it increases our strength, it actually increases our base damage. Once you've knocked him down, go for a riposte. If you can, of course. Which, for some reason, the game didn't let me. Sometimes that happens. It's not very common, but it does happen just enough to irritate you. Once you defeat him, you'll get the Great Blade Phalanx spell, as well as 4,600 runes. Not bad overall. Now that you've done this, you'll want to run right. You'll want to keep going north. Over there is a Side of Grace, and you'll want to immediately pick it up. First, you'll want to change out these talismans, though. Over to the Great Axe Talisman, or the Axe Talisman, rather. Rest at this site of grace, and change out your physic. Anything works, honestly. Just don't go dying. Now return to Round Table Hold. And here, you'll enter a boss battle. And here, you're gonna have to fight Ensha. Ensha can be pretty tough as well. Once you've defeated him, you will be able to go back to the normal Round Table Hold. You'll also receive the Clinging Bone, and over by the door where Ensha was, you'll get the Royal Remains set. This is actually a not too awful armor set overall. It is significantly weaker than the armor set we're wearing, but it also makes you look like a skeleton. We're not really going to be wearing it though, so that's just it for now. However, interestingly, even if you only have one piece of this armor set on, it actually gives you a pretty decent bonus. It'll actually, if you're below 20% health, it'll actually give you a small regen, allowing you to heal a little bit quicker, and it stacks with all other regen effects as well.
You. What is it? Oh, my apologies for that nasty business. Ensha got rather ahead of himself, it seems. As his master, I'd like to express my regret. But now, Ensha is slain and gone. Finished. Forevermore. Ah, yes. By way of apology, allow me to tender some advice in regard to the half of the secret medallion you possess. Find the Albinauric woman. She hides in a cave to the west of the Laskia ruins, which jut from the mist-shrouded lake of Liurnia. She knows the location of the medallion's counterpart, I'm sure.
Now that you're back in Round Table Hold, you can also go speak to Roderica. But you're interrupted by Hugh praying.
The road is yet long, a god is not easily felled. But one day without fail you will have your wish. So please grant me forgiveness, Queen Marika. You, is it? I didn't notice you there. I'll be doing my job, same as ever. Just lay out your arms. Those words were not meant for you. I may be prisoner to you, tarnished lot, but my prayers are mine, and mine alone. Well, I've had my say. I'll be more careful too. I spoke with the girl. She has a gift for spirit tuning, so I told her everything I know. I'm indebted to a spirit tuner I met long ago. It was all I could do to honor her. I'm sorry I doubted you.
For now, we're going to just upgrade the Claymore. As well as our longsword. Can't hurt. We can now go speak to Roderica as well.
Good to see you again. Thank you very much. I have you to thank, don't I? For persuading Master Hugh. I can happily announce that he has taught me the noble toil of spirit tuning. I'm as yet unsure of what I might be able to accomplish, but if I might be able to help you all, I'd certainly like to try. And if there's any chance to ease the suffering of my dear men who were grafted, well, I certainly must try. Roderica, the Spirit Tune Apprentice. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
With this, you can now upgrade your summons. Right now, we have enough. Right now, we have a decent amount in order to level our summon. Doesn't really matter. We don't really need to upgrade our summon right now, so we're just going to leave it be.
Ah, you. Please, leave me be. It's pathetic, I know, but I need to think.
Apologies if you can hear that. That's my phone going off. For now, we're going to head right, and we're going to go speak to Gideon about why Nephili is upset.
Well, what is it? Ah, you've already heard. Indeed. It seemed the whelp harboured suspicions, so I had no further use for her. Honestly, what's a man to do? A determined plebeian is more wicked than an almond horn, quite frankly. I suspect that's just what the Queen wants. A dose of ambition to incite the tarnished.
Now we need to go back and speak to Nephili again.
Ah, you. Please. It's pathetic, I know. So you know already, do you? Right. It's true. My father cast me out for indulging my emotions, forgetting the mission, punishment for offing his pawns. Lord Gideon has offered me guidance all my life. I would have done anything for him, to place him on the throne of Elden Lord. And yet though it was not my intent, I betrayed him. And I can no longer trust him, Father. To think he'd order his men to enact such tragedy. Where is the justice he purports in that? He once told me that if he became Elden Lord, he would never allow the downtrodden to be cheated ever again. Was he simply lying to me? No. How could I say that? Father has always given me his guidance. And now, I've lost it. No. How could I say that? Father has always given me his guidance. And now...
Now we leave her alone. For the time being, there is nothing we can really do to ease her for now. But there is something we can go get. But it's gonna be a while. For now, return to the Scenic Isles. For now, speak to Patches, and buy the Stonesword key off of him. This will spend most of your runes for you, and then you're going to want to swap out one of your talismans. I recommend swapping out the Charge Attack Talisman for the Sacred Scorpion Charm. Then, craft all of the Holy Water Pots, and then put them on your hotbar. Then you're going to want to change your Wondrous Physic out to the Faith Knot tier and the Crimson Burst Crystal tier. Then pass the time tonight. With this, you're now going to want to go back over to those ruins. Get off Torrent and pop the Holy Water. Now, throw them at the Deathbird for massive damage. Headshots will do extra damage almost always. And with that, this Deathbird in particular is down. There are 2 in this area, and there's 1 more we can go kill. You get 6,600 runes for killing this, and the Red Feathered Branch Sword. The Red Feathered Branch Sword raises your attack power when HP is low, where this one actually, where the Blue Feathered one that you got from, what was it? The one that you got from Limgrave actually raises your defense when your HP is low. However, keep in mind, both of these only proc if your defense is below 20%. Now we want to go over speak to Raya since we have retrieved her necklace.
The thug should be resting, please. Oh, yes. That is my missing necklace. Thank you kindly. I am in your debt. Did I forget to announce myself? I am Raya, in the service of Lady Tanith of the Volcano Manor. I seek stalwart Tarnished, who might join our house. You are very brave yourself. Not only a steady hand, but a steady heart. Merciless, even to your own kind. Such strength is precisely what my mistress seeks. Please, take this. Brave Tarnished. Seek the Altus Plateau, the realm of the Erd Tree. Most Tarnished are doomed to wander the outskirts of the lands between, peering wistfully at the towering Erd Tree. But you are no ordinary Tarnished. And once that is proven, the Volcano Manor will fully extend its invitation to fight amongst a family of champions. Oh, and one more thing, only for you. This land of Liurnia is connected to the Altus Plateau by the Grand Lift of Dectus, beyond the high road. But the lift has been defunct for an age, meaning there's no simple means of passage. Instead, you must seek the old ruins in the cliff. At the base of the valley, near the Grand Lift, there's an old tunnel. It was excavated from both ends, linking Liurnia to the Altus Plateau. I have faith in you. A champion through and through. I do hope that we can meet again.
With this, we now want to fast travel to the Academy Gate Town. We want to keep our setup largely the same for now, and we actually need to craft more holy water pots. For now, we want to ride along the right side. We're going to look for a very specific NPC. We're looking for Dialos. He should be around here somewhere. I hope. He better be. Over there is Dialos.
Liurnia. It's me, Dialos. Answer me, would you?
Hello, friend. Tell me if you know, would you? The whereabouts of the hidden house of those despicable fiends. The recusants who hunt their fellow tarnished. They laid hands upon my servant Liurnia, and I refused to let the insult stand. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. I, Dialos, swear to deliver the message.
Once you've done this, you'll want to head north, specifically northwest. run over to grab this side of Grace here. Then run this way. Around here somewhere, it should spawn. The death bird that we want to fight here should spawn in a minute. Yep, there it is. This one's a deathrite bird, which is inherently much stronger than the normal death birds. You will want to bust it down quickly, as these guys have ghost flame attacks. These can proc frostbite and do heavy magic damage to you. Now that you've defeated the death bird, equip this and this, replace it with this, and you'll get the ancient death rancor spell, as well as along with a decent amount of runes. Come back here to level up. Now we will level Vigor for the last time for a little while. Now you will want to head backwards over to that little ruin there. Also remember next time to swap out your physic. Don't do what I did and not do it. Also, even though our damage against that death bird was plenty high, if you wanted to, if you have some trouble and you have trouble taking him out, you could equip not only the Sacred Scorpion Charm, you could also equip the Two Fingers Heirloom and stack them together. We've also now picked up the West map. Look behind you and you can come over here to pick up this Grace over here. And as you can see, if we open the map, we have now unlocked as much of Liurnia as we can for now. I'm going to leave this episode off for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next episode.